Okay, this is part 2. So Olivia's all attached to the electrodes, and Walter explains that any acute feelings of fear, love, or anger will heighten the awareness for objects from the other side. So they start the cortex fan trip, and she goes into like an altered state, and then Walter's like, open your eyes, and then she's in like a forest, and she like senses something like darting around, and she doesn't know what it was. She's like, there's someone here! So then the forest all of a sudden turns dark and windy, and she sees this little girl with the teddy bear. She's like, please, I don't want to do this anymore, and stuff, and then the little girl runs away, and she's like, wait, she's running after her, and it's all dark and windy and creepy, and then she finally catches a hold of her, and she's like, make them stop, and she's like, it's okay, and there's all this, like, creepy wind, and, like, sounds like there's some monster running around. It's really creepy, and then, Olivia's like, it's okay, I got you, and then she's like, now, what's your name, and she's like, Olive. So it was Olivia as a young girl. Ooh. So then Olivia sees herself as a young girl, and then she turns this way, and then she looks back, and then the girl's not there. And then suddenly this part really freaked me out. It was creepy. So then she hears like, Olive, or whatever. And then she turns around, and suddenly there's a little girl, but her eyes are all freaky, and she's like, And then Olivia was like, and she wakes up, and I like screamed when I saw that. It was like so startling. So she's awake now. She's like, that's terrifying. You do this to little children, to Walter. And then so Olivia goes back to the classroom where they had the items from the alternate universe, and then she still can't see any glimmer. And then it goes back to New York, and Nina's going into this building, and then she hears the dogs barking, which was one of the things that the four-armed, four-legged guy said happened before the quakes, so the tremors were going to start. So she calls Burroughs, then Burroughs calls Olivia, and he's like, it started. So Olivia walks down the hallway, and she sees Walter in this room, and he's watching that video. It was actually an episode like a while back where Walter's like in that room alone after he found that tape, and it's like, it's okay, Olive, and she's all like hunched up in the corner and stuff. So then, Olivia starts getting all mad at Walter for doing this to children with the cortexiphan and everything, which, I don't know, I mean, it was really bad, but he was just trying to help, and I think he's just misunderstood, because, I mean, obviously this is helping now because of this whole universe thing, or he wouldn't know how to prevent it, and it's just really confusing, but I don't know. Well, I'd probably get mad at Walter if I were her. Anyway, so they're arguing, and then she's like, I was a defenseless little child, and then he's like, yes, you're right, and then he says that there was an element of fear required, so she could only see it when she was a frightened little child, so she had to find her way back to the little scared little girl that she used to be. So she walks down the hallway, and she's in the room that she was in before, when in the video and stuff, and like it's all like black except for that one little corner that she was, sorry, you can't see my head, that one little corner that she was in that little area. So then she goes over there and sits down and like all huddled like in the video, and then Peter comes in and he's like, are you alright? And she's like, no, I'm not afraid of anything anymore. She's not afraid of anything anymore. She has to be afraid of something. Well, that comes in later in the episode, but that sucks. So, Nina and Broyles are discuss the increasing frequency of the tremors and stuff, and then Walter, Peter, and Olivia come in, and they're like trying to find where the next event will occur, you know, where the building's going to be sucked away into the other universe. So then, Peter is like, oh, the same mass has to be replaced, so we need to find a building that's the same mass. So they like eliminate a few buildings, and Walter's like doing all these equations and stuff, and then Walter's timer goes off, and he's like, it's time. So now the event could happen at any time with a big earthquake, and the building's gonna get sucked away to the alternate universe. So there's like still 147 buildings left in Manhattan to consider. So then Peter's like looking up some stuff in this room, and then Olivia goes in here, and this is my probably favorite part of the episode, because I see why. So then Olivia goes in there, she's like, I failed, it's too late. And he's like, what? She's like, I'm the person who's supposed to be able to stop all this, but I failed. And she's like crying, and Peter goes up to her, and he's like, Olivia, I've never met anyone who could do the things that you do. Aww. And then she's like, Peter, I'm so scared. Then he brushes her hair back, and they were about to kiss. Seriously, like, this far apart. And I was like dying, and I was like, they're gonna kiss. Oh my gosh, they're gonna kiss. And then she pulled away, and she was like, oh, I'm scared, because now she could probably see the glimmering building that's going to be sucked away. So she like runs to this window and she sees it. So then they get in the car and they're driving over there, and then she identifies the building. So Burrow's cousin, like, you must evacuate this entire building. So then she's like, get everyone out. Everyone's like running out, and there's like this big earthquake. And then suddenly she has to hang on to this light post and this guy has to hang on to her feet because it's getting sucked away, and it's like all vibrating. Everything's totally crazy, and everything's blowing in this direction in the wind, and it's so, oh my gosh. It looks like they're gonna get sucked in. So then the building finally sucks away, and everything's quiet, and they're just sitting there. And then she's like, well, I guess it'd be safe to say you got the day off tonight, or whatever. So, so then it's back at the bishop's apartment, and then Peter's like, oh, we're going out for drinks, and then Walter's like, oh, Agent Dunham? And he's like, we're just friends, but clearly it's a day after what went down in that room, you know. So then, like, Olivia's in her room, and she, like, puts her hair down, she's looking all nice and stuff, so she goes over there, she's like, hey, and then he's like, okay, I'll go get my coat, and then she starts staring at him, and he has a glimmer around him. So she's the one who discovers that he's from the alternate universe. Can you believe that? It's so crazy because he's all fuzzy, and oh my gosh. So he leaves and walks away to go get his coat, and then she's just like staring at Walter, and he's like, Olivia, please don't tell him. And then it ends just on that huge, huge cliffhanger. Can you believe it? I know, it totally sucks. And now we have to wait until April 1st for a new episode. It's quite depressing, but it looks pretty cool with all the Peter, well, the episode's called Peter. Must be all about Peter and the alternate universe stuff and all that. So yeah, but that almost kiss just like totally killed me, and all the little fangirls on the Fringe wiki, you know. Yeah, so hopefully it'll happen sometime soon, but I doubt it. So we'll have to wait forever. And, yep, that's pretty much it. Just tune in April 1st at 9/8 Central on Fox to see the new episode, woo, after the hiatus. And keep watching my Fringe recaps and subscribe. Thank you. Alright, see ya.